Hello. So last week, if you didn't see, I uploaded a song cover, and I don't upload music much on my channel. But even if nobody watched it, even if I was the only one that watched that video that I spent time on, I would still do it. I would still do it every time I wanted to, because in terms of like creative fulfillment, creating music is the only thing that gets me that like feeling of super fulfilling, super rewarding, like creativity outlet. I don't know how to describe it really. Like I've made videos now for like 8-9 years. I know how to make videos. I think I'm pretty good at it. You could tell me in the comments if I'm bad or not. That's fine. I'm used to it. But when it comes to music, I've always wanted to make music. That's something that has driven me. It's not like one of those like, I've always wanted to like make this product that I'm selling. Not really. But I have always wanted to make music ever since I've been a kid. So any opportunity I can get to make music, I'm gonna do it, man. I freaking love making music. It gets my blood pumping right now. It gets me really excited. Speaking of music, I got an email from O2 Music the other day. If you don't know who O2 Music are, I mean, maybe you just don't live in the UK, that's fine. If you've been to a good gig in the UK, it was probably at an O2 Music venue. That's just how it works. They have all the good ones. And they were like, hey, we saw your song, we want to sign you. That's right, you're famous now. It's Justin Bieber, who's that? I don't know. It's Evan Edinger and his song covers. That's not what happened. But what did actually happen is they asked me to share with you my most unforgettable concert memories. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. I've got so many. So that's what I'm doing today. Also at the end, I'm going to request a lot of new music from you guys because I am in desperate need, okay? I've been listening to the same stuff over and over for the last 3 months. I need new stuff. Having a good concert experience can make or break a band for me. My first ever concert was for The Killers in Philly. I'd won tickets through my local radio station. Everything was amazing, except, well, I've told this story in detail on this channel way long ago. I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but to summarize it, I didn't quite view The Killers the same way after that concert, okay? I didn't have the best time. But that was just my first concert. I've been to many concerts since then, and I've learned the proper concert etiquette. But back in the day, I was such a big fan of a lot of the big bands I was listening to, like Owl City and Relient K. I would show up super early. Doors open at 7. Excuse me, what was that? 7 in the morning? I'd show up super early. I'd be wrapped around the queue. I'd want to be first one in there, so I'd have the best spot in the house. And you might be thinking, Evan, aren't you like 6'4"? Isn't every spot in the house the best spot in the house for you? Yes. Mostly, except imagine having a good spot and being able to lean, right? And being able to be seen from the people that make the music that you like so much. I want to be seen just as much as you do, okay? Just because I'm tall. Okay, yes, they could probably see me no matter where I'm standing. Okay, I'm getting your arguments, yes. But I just, I'm a super fan. First come, first serve. I want to be in the front as well. That's probably why I've made enemies. Either way, I've learned my lesson. Nowadays, I still come early enough to see the openers and things, but I just kind of stand to the side and I apologize to everyone behind me. And I've been to many gigs since then, but none of them quite compare to the most unforgettable gig I've ever been to. And by the way, I have subtly just transitioned to using the word gig instead of concert, because, I moved to the UK and that seems to be the word they use instead of concert. Just whatever, let's move on. So the best gig I've ever been to, okay? We'll set the stage. This gig cost me quite a pretty penny. There's this band called Jack's Mannequin. You might have heard about them before, because probably I talk about them anytime music comes up, because I like them so much. Now, I was a bit late to the Jack's Mannequin game, okay? The lead singer, Andrew McMahon, had already started and finished his first band, Something Corporate, had moved on to the second one, Jack's Mannequin, and I jumped in right as they uploaded their last album. Uploaded as if they're YouTubers. When they published their final album, and I was like, no, I'm so late. And then he moved on to solo projects, so I didn't really get a good chance to see him tour or do anything with his band Jack's Mannequin, which always makes me sad, because one of my favorite albums of all time is Everything in Transit, the Jack's Mannequin album. It means a lot to me. Like, I remember very specific instances where I used to listen to this album like all the time. Anytime I was in an airplane, I would be listening to this album nonstop. It was just a tradition. I don't know why that was a tradition for me. Probably because the album has a lot to do with travel and flights, and it just means a lot to me in terms of like changing. I remember like this one time specifically, it was my last day living in the US. I was driving home. I was passing this like grape vineyard and I was just crying. I was crying because I was listening to this album. I was thinking, I'm never going to experience this again. I'm never going to experience like listening to this album, driving this car, passing this vineyard near my home ever again. This is now a distinct moment in my life where it's now and then. Like, at this point, I'm changing completely. Moving different countries will change a man, okay? It is a big deal. And I've yet to experience that again, I'm gonna be honest. Haven't done that. This album meant a lot to me, and I just wanted to see it live so bad. That was my dream. My dream was to hear this freaking album live. Now, when Andrew McMahon, the guy that made Jack's Mannequin, would tour the UK, I'd always go, I'd get excited, and it wasn't quite as high energy as they have in the US. In the US, he's got the whole band together. They've got giant parachutes like they do in PE. There's wacky, wavy, inflatable, arm-flailing tube men. It's a crazy looking time. In the UK, it's an intimate venue. It's a cathedral. Just Andrew on a piano playing songs with the beautiful acoustics of the church. And you know what? It's nice. I'm not going to say it's not. It was actually quite enjoyable and lovely. But I really just wanted that pop-punky vibe, that and I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it in the UK. He said, maybe if we had more money, I mean, it's not the most popular band in the world, maybe he could do it. But I kind of just settled and realized, why the heck did I move to the UK? Wanted to do this! So I'd given up, basically. My dream gig was never going to happen, and I was just going to have to enjoy the new stuff, which, to be fair, I do very much enjoy, but I'm gonna have to enjoy the acoustic side of it, and that's just how it's gonna be. Until I found out. What was that? A reunion tour! I was told there was a reunion tour. They're bringing the band back for one more tour. The Everything in Transit album played live. My dream gig. It's happening. Oh my god, I got so excited. I was telling people, I'm gonna see this. Oh my god, it's my dream gig, and they're only touring the US. Why? Why did I move? This is when I realized, why did I want to be British again? What? I know that if you're out there and you're European or you're from Australia or somewhere and you're like, excuse you, they don't tour here way less. But you know, London doesn't get as much as you think, okay? We do get a nice amount considering we're like the only city in the UK people tour to. But regardless, none of the bands that I listen to in the US ever come to the UK. And if they do, it's not good enough for me, okay? I want the full deal, okay? And this band doing this dream gig, it was only in the US. It's not fair, okay? It wasn't fair. However, I had my friend talk to me. She was like, listen, Evan, I've got a place in DC. I've got 2 tickets. If you want, come on down. And I'm thinking to myself, I could save money, okay, on the hotel. She's let me stay with her. And she introduced me to the band. This will be a good experience. It was a bit reckless. It was very expensive, but I bought a plane ticket, okay? I went all the way to Washington, D.C. to experience my dream album. And you know what? It was worth it. So I drop a lot of cash, both figuratively and literally, because when I buy a very expensive plane ticket to go to DC to see this concert I want to go see so bad, I lose my wallet in the airport. Classic Evan move. They ended up finding it and giving it back to me.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Got my wallet.
I end up being very unlucky and then lucky at the same time. Don't know how this works. So with wallet in hand, I headed straight from the airport to the concert venue, and I realized I was in quite an interesting position. You see, this was the first time I could legally drink at a concert in the US. It was weird. When I moved to the UK, I had just turned 22 and I was a pretty much a goody two-shoes, didn't really drink much when I lived in the US. But now, I'm in a different position, okay? I appreciate the taste of red wine. Now, I'm not trying to advocate alcohol consumption in any way, but having 2 cups of beer and listening to my favorite band play my favorite album while experiencing this amazing live experience for the first time, I'm gonna be honest, it's one of my favorite memories of all time, okay? It was amazing. They're going through track by track by track. I've got this happy little buzz about me and I'm just going, like, I'm almost crying. I'm so excited. I keep looking at my friend like, is this really happening? And it was really happening. It was happening. At one point, he like crowd surfed with an inflatable ducky and I was like, this is everything I could have wanted from a concert. It gets to the end of the album and for some reason, don't ask me why, I thought it was just gonna end. You know, like, well, you paid for the album and you get the album, bye. But no, it just kept going. I was so surprised. He started playing old stuff, new stuff, every weird stuff. It was literally the most unforgettable gig it could have been. Really. I can't forget. I mean, it's in my head right now. I can't forget that. It felt intimate. It felt passionate. I will never have a better gig experience, okay? I've lived my dream. That was my dream gig. And also, the best ending, of course, was when it ended in a drunken stupor at IHOP, getting a short stack and a bit of sausage. Okay, getting a bit of sausage. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna phrase that. Yes, so my concert ended with a bit of sausage. The true American dream. Now, was it the most expensive gig I've ever been to? Yes. But would I do it again? Oh, heck yes. Most certainly I would do that again in a heartbeat. You do not say no to your dream gig. I'm very thankful and blessed that I was able to do that, but oh my gosh, would I do it again? I'm still thinking about it and getting really, happy feelings. What a good time. So now that I've already experienced my dream show, there are some future shows that I need to see or I will have a lot more regret than I already have for missing a lot of shows that I've missed. 1. Sufjan Stevens. If he comes to London, you know I'm gonna be there, 100%. He's the guy whose song I covered last week. Oh gosh, just pretty tunes, 100%. If he's got a concert in London, I'm gonna be there. 2. Passion Pit. I just really like Passion Pit. They're such happy music. I'd really love to see them live. I don't really know if they travel to London that often, but if they did, I'd be there in a heartbeat. 3. Now this one's really funny because when I came up with the idea for this video, it was before the concert. I put Fall Out Boy, and I said specifically here in what I wanted to talk about was, I kick myself for not getting Fall Out Boy tickets last time they were in London, but I will go next time. Guess what? Fall Out Boy was just this week, and I missed it again. I have to just accept this. I'm never going to see Fall Out Boy. It's one of those things where when Fall Out Boy tickets go on sale, they're like, who wants to see Fall Out Boy in 2021? Well, what? I feel like when you buy tickets that far in advance, it's almost like just giving cash away for no reason. Like, here, have some money. Hopefully I get a product from you in a year. And so whenever Fall Out Boy sell tickets, I never end up buying them and then I regret. No more regrets, okay? I've already regretted a lot. I missed the freaking Porter Robinson and Madian concert, which will never happen again, so no more regrets, okay? I need to start just going to these venues and getting these gig tickets and stop regretting so much. I have more FOMO than probably all of you combined, I'm gonna be honest. Missing the Porter and Madian show, it's heartbreaking. You know, Tame Impala played a festival on my birthday in New York City the week after I left New York City last year. Yeah, I've got regrets, okay? I never went to that. I couldn't stomach it. It was too much money. And you know what? I don't necessarily regret it, just a little bit. There's a little bit of FOMO there. However, I vowed to myself the next time Tame Impala come anywhere near London, I will be there. And I don't see them tour ever, except I got an Insta ad the other day. You know those annoying ads that are like, buy our stuff. Well, it never works for me. I always skip them until yesterday when I get one from Tame Impala that says, "Are you in London?" And I went, "Yes." They're playing like right next to my house. West London? West London? I'm so excited. Tame Impala is a band that I've wanted to see live ever since hearing their music. So I'm seeing them in like, I think it's July. Oh boy, Tame Impala will blow my mind. If you don't like Tame Impala, who are you? And lastly, probably another Dodie concert. I can always go for another Dodie concert. I literally just saw her last week at the O2 Empire in Shepherd's Bush. It was amazing, as usual. Phenomenal show. There was confetti, there was cheering, and that was just from me. Okay, I brought the confetti. I was like throwing it all over the place. Like, I love you. Go Queen. Yeah. So yeah, live music's pretty great, and I'm going to avoid all this FOMO by starting to just, buy tickets for things I actually want to go to see all the time from now on. But yeah, big shout out and thanks to O2 Music for sponsoring this video. If you want a good venue to go to, literally, just go to an O2 venue. They're great. I've been to the O2 a couple times now to see Alt J with my friends, and Alt J is phenomenal. Oh my god, I saw Kygo in the O2 the other day. Getting high, all right? Getting these So yes, thank you to O2 Music. But before I go, I do have a question for you. I've recently found Beach House and I found Pond. Those are my two new bands that I'm trying to get into this month, but I need more, especially if you know any German music. Not just music that's German, okay? I want good tunes regardless of what language it is, but it just happens to be in Deutsch, okay? Just for my language, it would really help with the retention. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please share with me in the comments your most unforgettable gig experiences so I can get a bit more FOMO than I already have. Thank you very much. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next Sunday. Goodbye.